Hi, welcome to Far From Eden. I am very excited to do this video tonight. I know we are waiting on equipment. I got the equipment, you guys. I got a mic, I got a new camera, but silly me, didn't realize that the memory card does not come with the camera, so it's okay. It's a lot of setup anyway, so don't worry. After Sunday, I'm gonna get going on it and we'll have good equipment. It'll be better. So I'm so glad y'all are here because I have been wanting to show this comedian for a long time. Just was like, couldn't find the right moment. Well, I don't know if you have seen the clip of this is some lady that used to work for Howard Stern or something, and she's in the car and she's hitting her person that's in the car. I haven't seen the whole entire thing all the way through. I saw the beginning and I was like, oh, I want to show this. But first, let's have a little levity. One of my favorite comedians, he's kind of talking about the subject. And I'm stalling a little bit because YouTube likes it better if the profanity isn't in the very beginning of the video. Weird. I don't get it. But there's some profanity. So.
Look, I understand hitting a woman's a bad thing, okay? Well, how come you can't fucking ask questions? I just don't understand. Like, if I get bit by a rattlesnake, wouldn't you guys have some questions? Right? How did it happen? Did you not see it? Were you fucking with it? How did this snake get so mad it almost killed you? Firemen put out a fire. They don't just drive away afterwards. They sift through the debris. How did it start? Here's an oily rag, right?
Oh my God, he's right. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're not allowed to. You automatically assume the assumption already, like there is a narrative that they all know, all the women know it, and some of the men, some of the simps, like she's the victim, and the victim is always innocent. You know, sometimes both people are awful, right? A lot of times the person who started it is the worst of the two. But this is the thing. Men know that they're not allowed to defend themselves, even verbally, right? Because a lot of you guys know who've been through the family court nightmare that, oh, that's abuse, right? It's like, no, it isn't. Are they mean words? Yeah. People have been saying mean words to each other since the dawn of time. And it's a mental abuse. I mean, I understand mental abuse exists, but that is totally different than they hurt my feelings, right? But it's turned into that person hurt my feelings. And women use it more than anybody. And they use it to like cry mental abuse, emotional abuse, whatever kind of thing. And I'm like, you just don't like what he had to say. You know, I'm not defending, being mean, but I'm saying like people are mean to each other when they're mad. Like, but again, what did you say? What did you do? When I was younger, they actually did ask that question, but I don't think they do anymore. So let's carry on with his lovely description. I do interject every here and there because copyright stuff. I still don't really know how all this YouTube stuff really works. I just want to share the message with you guys and talk about this stuff. So I'm figuring it out.
Look, I realize I'm coming off pretty ignorant right about now. I realize that. Let me extend an olive branch then, okay? I realize that there's some animal guys out there, okay? Horrible guys, have a rough day at the factory, come home, tuna casserole, and just start swimming, all right? I'm not trying to say that those people don't exist. I realize they exist. They should be buried underneath the prison.
They're very rare, and that is the narrative that all women seem to think is happening all the time or used to happen, when women were stay-at-home wives. It's Like, I don't know. I think a little bit, sure. There are bad people, but like it was not a common occurrence. But I know he has to say it, right? He has to say it. He has to say it.
Okay? So if I can admit that, ladies, can you at least admit that every ass kicking doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky? Really? Even hockey has 2 minutes for instigating, right? They understand that some back and forth happened before that shit, you know?
Right.
You know what it is? Is every
Right.
case is handled like that Rihanna one, where they just say, the guy's a piece of shit, fuck this guy, blah, 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 send him to jail. And then they never ask anything about that. You know, I'm not saying he should have done it, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude, in your heart of hearts, what do you think was going down before that happened? You think she was just sitting there going, oh my God, Baskin Robbins, you want to get some ice cream? And he fucking...
I feel bad. I remember that whole Rihanna Chris Brown thing. What was it, like 2011? It was, I mean, God, the world has changed, so it feels like another lifetime ago. But I remember that, and I watched the interview of her afterwards, and I was like, she still loves him. I was trying to figure this whole thing out, and I feel guilty that I wasn't like, what did she say to him? You know, what did she do to him? We don't know that she wasn't hitting him. We don't know. Because, look, if she hits him, it's not going to really leave a mark, right? It's not. The other way around, and I know that when men are angry, they honestly don't know their own strength. So after I saw this the first time, Bill Burr talking about this, I thought a lot about it, and I'm like, you know, he's probably right. So he's about to give us an idea of what she might have said.
You know? Or do you think maybe they were having some epic end of the relationship fight and some crazy shit was being said? Maybe she was screaming in his ear some crazy female shit like, oh, fuck all your friends, I don't give a fuck!
Right?
Maybe that's why I sell more albums than you, motherfucker! Right? To be fair, she could have just been sitting there going, I need a tissue. Do you keep those in the glove box? Oh my God, I'll bring my out! Bring my out! No, fuck that, because you know what it is? They never address how women argue, which I think is the core of a lot of that shit. You know?
I thought about not playing the rest of it because he's going to say the C word. And it's YouTube. But then I was like, no, it's too funny. If you guys don't know who Bill Burr is and you've never seen his comedy, he's fantastic. So just for fun, we're going to finish the rest of it. He's going to talk about how women argue. He's brilliant. And I love that he figures out a way to be able to say it. Comedians are the truth tellers, in my opinion, especially in this day and age, although this was a while ago. So here we go. Buckle up.
I got to tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued. But after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm going to tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around. I have begun a winning tradition. This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it. But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue.
That's every
They go
time.
off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call them a cunt.
So it's actually not what they do, what we do. I guess I have to include myself. I am female. I don't argue with men. That's all gone. But they don't try to push you to call you the C word specifically. But They know if they push you far enough, you're going to get very angry and start. Basically, they want you, they're baiting you to fight back verbally, right? So that they can then be like, oh no, I'm the victim. So he's right. It's just not specifically the C word. But the idea is he's exactly right. This man is a genius. Although he did end up getting married, so I don't know.
That's what it is. And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right? My girl knows my big thing is, my big fear in life is to be that dude who grows old, grows old alone, has like that basement apartment, just screaming up at the younger couple, turn it down! That isn't music! So I noticed that anytime she was losing a fight out of nowhere, she'd just be like, well, that's why you're just gonna grow old and be alone. Then I'd lose my shit. The next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes for the 9th fucking time in a row. This is what the argument was about. I was so right. What happened? So if you learn anything from my ignorance tonight, just know this. Next time you're in a battle with your beautiful woman, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and they start out of nowhere, okay, you're winning, and they just start saying that crazy shit out of nowhere. Just know in that moment you've won the fight, okay?
That's right.
All right? Don't get mad. Bob and weave, slip all of that shit. Maybe because you got a little dick, just let that slide. Stay in the pocket of the argument. Okay? It's over. The argument is over. You've won. Just take a knee and run out the clock. All right? Yes. Lean on the ropes. Let them punch themselves out. And then in the end, you throw their psychology right back at them. Well, maybe we should discuss it later when you calm down. And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out. Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
No. He's funny. Okay, so we had a bit of levity, and we are going to stop sharing screen. No. Sorry, I'm having technological issues, which we're surprised at. Actually was ready to play the next video. I've never played 2 videos before in a thing. So I think that's actually really good advice. Although it's also good advice in a way, like you understand that that's what you'll be dealing with. So maybe it's not worth it, right? But for the men who are already there and in it, I feel like that's a good, like, let them punch themselves out figuratively, verbally, let them exhaust themselves instead of, giving them what they want and like getting angry so they can say, oh, you said this, because whatever they said will not matter, right? It doesn't matter because they're the ones and it's disgusting. So that levity was so that we don't lose our minds entirely when we watch this disgusting behavior that we're about to see once I share my screen again. Okay, where is it? And we are sharing screen. Share screen. Make sure it's still full screen. Yeah. Sorry, I know I watch people do this live and it seems like they're going really fast, but it takes a minute, even if you know what you're doing. It takes a minute. Let's make sure this is full screen. I think so. Okay. So it's only, I think, 47 seconds long, but we're going to stop it in places because just, if you haven't seen it, it's just, anyway, that's why we watch Bill Burr first, right? It is distressing.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? How are you, Sarah? Hi. Thanks so much for calling.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you great. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
Please.
So what's going on from my side? I have all your nudes. I'm gonna text.
Okay, it appears she's I think she's supposed to be live streaming or something, and described as her boyfriend multiple times while confronting him as his about his alleged cheating. I didn't see that before. Well, I guess then it's okay, right? That's the thing. It's like, well, I can now do anything. I mean, I wonder why. Like, these women, never mind. It's not about that. She's just already smacked him. So she's on the phone and she's live streaming and she's totally smacking this dude in the face. I saw Officer Tatum, who's he has a YouTube channel and he reacts to certain things, talks about politics and stuff. Anyway, I saw him with this video. This is how I saw it the first time. And he was talking about the fact that she's driving. And he said that when he's going anywhere, he drives. Unless he's had, what did he say? A couple too many old fashions, and his wife will drive. But if they're going, he drives because he's the man. That's what he said. And I 100% agree. When I was younger and I had the car that like my best friend and my boyfriend all went to the same college, and it was like 4 hours away. So when we'd come home for the weekend, we would all, go in my car. I was allowed to have my car up there because of the equestrian team. That's not important. Anyway, so he would drive. My boyfriend would drive my car whenever we went anywhere. It was just natural to me. I didn't think much of it. Once in a while, I would drive, but for the most part, he drove. It was like an unspoken thing. And nowadays you see just women driving the man all the time, and it is weird. And I wonder if any of you guys are younger, any of the Gen Zers or younger millennials, and I don't know, maybe you guys don't even know like the man is supposed to drive. It's emasculating if the woman is driving, but here she is she thinks she's fabulous. Look at her. She's a nightmare.
Text them to you so you can see what Garam Alipur is sending of women. No, please don't. All right, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop.
Pull over.
Okay.
Oh, they kind of cut it out. So she smacks him dead in the face. And I don't know why they cut that out of this video, but I'm not going to react to a video that somebody else is reacting to. She smacks him straight in the face. And if you see him again, you'll see he's like really red right here. And he just grabbed her hair. Let's back that up a little bit. Let's back this up. Just terrible.
Women.
Pull over, dumb.
We can't back it up enough, did we?
I'll stop. Okay,
All
I'll
right.
stop.
Pull over.
What
We're gonna go back here. Okay.
So what's going on from my side? I have all your nudes. I'm gonna text them to you so you can see what Garam Alipur is sending of women.
Pull over, dumb.
No, please don't. All right, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop.
Pull over.
Okay, I will.
Pull over, dumb.
She was arrested for battery. Well, that's good. But honestly, that video was way too short. She was hitting him in the face and he was flinching. This poor man. New York Post, you didn't show the whole thing. We're going to watch it again. We're going to see this woman in all her glory.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? How are you, Sarah?
What the heck?
Hi. Thanks so
Who
much for
just
calling.
takes it?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Poor
great.
man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
You have it
So
blurred
what's
out and
going on from my
everything.
side? I have all your nudes. I'm gonna text them to you so you can see what Garam Alipur is sending of women.
Pull over, dumb.
No, please don't. All right, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop.
Pull over.
Okay, I will.
Pull over, dumb.
She's disgusting. But that's the thing, right? He grabbed her by her hair, pulled her over. He had been smacked in the face and smacked. He had been flinching. It's awful. I think the full video is probably up on X, Twitter. Isn't that funny? Like, then I looked for the video. I looked for it on Officer Tatum's page. I couldn't even find it. They don't want to show. They don't want to show what the woman did, what the woman's doing. I wonder if they took it off the page that I found a reaction to a reaction. The last thing I was going to do is a reaction. Although I might do that if I can find the longer video, if that's the only place I can find it. Because anyway, she was smacking the you know what out of him, and two, she would lift her hand and he would flinch, and you just know this is a normal thing. Why would you let a woman treat you like that? You guys, this is why I'm a big, proponent of MGTOW. Because this is not okay to treat men like this. I mean, she just thinks she can do whatever. And she was doing it live streaming and on the phone. This is how blatant they are. They don't expect it to come back at them. And the thing is, like I said, equal rights. And they're expecting equal rights. And the younger generation, they do actually believe, I think, men and women are equal. And we are, just as strong. Like, I think the brainwashing is different. My generation, Gen X, it's more like we were all pretending. We knew that men are stronger than women. It was like, duh. But the younger generation, I think that they kind of don't know. On arrest videos, I see women who literally think they don't know that these cops are going to take them down, and super easily. They get a real shock. That's my guilty pleasure, is to watch that. To watch them kind of get owned, because it's like long overdue for them, and they just are not expecting it to come back. So my whole point with the younger generation is they don't have if you think men and women are equal and that women are equally strong, you're not going to have that same thing where it's like you should never hit a woman. We were that way. Gen X was that way, and certainly the generations before. But as things become more egalitarian and we stop recognizing the inherent differences between men and women, men aren't going to be as restrained. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I don't think anybody should hit anybody, But I don't think women understand what's going to happen, because they're removing all the wonderful masculinity because they think it's bad. And what's left is the actual toxic masculinity. You're actually going to have men who can't restrain themselves any longer. And you've removed the men who are the good influences on those men. You cannot remove, the majority of good men from society, like drive them away, and then expect the ones that are left to be, because like, why are they left? Why are those men still here? Because they're not the ones looking for families and wives and honesty and all the good things. They're the ones that may get mad enough that nothing's going to hold them back, right? Except for maybe getting caught. And I don't think that these women understand that they are poking the bear. And, hopefully we see more women get arrested for the things that they do like this. I know that there are way more men getting hit at home than ever admit it. They just accept it. And also it's like, well, what else can you do? You call the cops, they're going to arrest you, right? They're just going to assume it was you. If, it's scary. And then if they don't arrest you and you try to say, well, Like, are they going to believe you? Is it even worth it? No. So you have nothing you can do. You have no recourse. There's no recourse. It's I feel really bad for the men that I know right now are in that situation, and there's like no way out. And perhaps, they have kids in that situation, and I believe it's going to be a worse situation for them. And you're right, it will be. Oh, it's just awful. But again, that's why we had Bill Burr in the beginning. That's how I get through it. Comedians, I think I've talked about that before. It's like sometimes this world is just so dark. So the comedians help me. Oh, you guys, thanks for hanging out. That was a little rough, but it needs to be talked about. It needs to be recognized. Yeah, if you're in that situation, I see you. And just, one day the kids will get old enough, just leave. Start buying gold and silver. Every time you go to the grocery store, get a little $10, $20 cash back. And then here and there, add some more silver and gold to your stash. Nobody gets to know about it. Keep it at a friend's house. Anyway, so thanks for hanging out, you guys. Sorry it's late. Sorry the new equipment is not up and running yet, but it's here. And I may have also gotten some background lighting that I have to try to figure out. So I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Do something that feeds your soul. I love you guys so much. I think of you all the time. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.